In 1980, which was a long time ago, the United States Olympic hockey team won an improbable gold medal in Lake Placid, New York. This is a roster of the players and their ages in 1980. We are going to make a dot plot of their ages. When we make the dot plot, we click from the bottom up, not the top down, and we do not start in the middle. Let's mark them off as we go so that we don't use a name twice. Janasak was 23, Johnson 22, and Eruzione 25. Next is Schneider, Harrington, and Ramsey. They were 25, 22, and 19. Man, Mike Ramsey was young. Let's do Christoph Suter and Morrow, 22, 22, 23. Silk, Baker Wells, 22, 23, 22. Christian Pavlich Strobel, 20, 21, 21. Broughton, Jack O'Callahan from Charlestown, Mass., and McClanahan were 20, 22, and 22. Finally, Verkota and Jim Craig were 23 and 22. Your dot plot should look like this. Make sure it is because it is graded. Let's now use Desmos to find the 5-number summary. We could type each age at Desmos, but because I'm amazing, I have made the data available at the bottom to copy and paste. So let's hit Control-C before we hit Control-V at Desmos. Let's type capital L equals open close bracket and then hit Control-V inside the brackets. To find the 5-number summary, we typed stats set L. We now have the 5-number summary at Desmos, so let's type them in at classwork. Now let's look at the measures of spread. The IQR is an abbreviation of interquartile range, and it is Q3 minus Q1, so the IQR is 1.5. Let's now find the fence values to see if there are any outliers. The upper fence is Q3, which is 23, plus 1.5 times the IQR, which is 1.5. So the upper fence value is 25.25. Since none of the players' ages were more than 25, we do not have any outliers on the right side of the data. Let's now do the lower fence. The lower fence is Q1 21.5 minus 1.5 times the IQR, which is 1.5. So the lower fence is 19.25. Since Mike Ramsey's age was smaller than 19.25, we are going to say that he was an outlier. So we click his name here. Don't click anyone else, because once again, that is graded. Let's now find the measures of center. We already know the median is 22, so let's retype that here like this. The mode is represented by the highest stack in the dot plot, and clearly that is 22. For the mean, we could add up all the ages and divide by 20, but at Desmos, let's just type mean set L, which is much easier. So the mean is 22.05. We now have 2 conditional questions. First, it says, what if a 40-year-old player was added to the roster? For the mode, even if we clicked a 40-year-old player somewhere out here, the highest stack would still be 22, so the mode would clearly stay the same. For the median and the mean, let's go back to Desmos and add a 40-year-old player to set L. At the end of the list, let's type comma 40 to add the 40-year-old player. The median stays 22, so the median would stay the same. Remember, the mean is 22.05 at Desmos. Let's type mean set L again. The mean has increased to 22.90, so the mean would increase. Now we are asked what would happen if an 18-year-old player were added to the roster. Even if we clicked 18 here, 22 would still be the highest stack. Make sure you take the 18 off because now that's wrong. But we know the mode would stay the same. Let's go back to Desmos and change that 40-year-old player to an 18-year-old player. The median stays 22. So the median stays the same. The mean, though, would go from 22.05 to about 21.85 or 21.86. The mean would decrease. I have had a whole lot of fun analyzing the ages of the 1980 USA hockey team. Now, see if you can do the same thing for the Soviet team and the Canadian team.